As well as using the options in the ASP.NET Configuration utility, you can use certain C# methods and properties to check whether a user is logged in and redirect them accordingly. To begin this lesson, open the My Membership sample file from your Sample Files folder. And open the code behind file of about.aspx. We are now going to add some code to make the page only available to logged-in users. Add the following code to the page load event handler. If not page.user.identity.isAuthenticated, response.redirect ~account/login.aspx. The page.user.identity.isAuthenticated property returns true if the user is logged in and false if they are not. You learned about using the tilde within paths in Lesson 4.2, and you learned about the not operator in Lesson 7.3. Next, view default.aspx in your browser. And click About. The code you just added redirects you to login.aspx because you are not logged in. Log in now using your username and password. If you are not working through this course sequentially, the sample file for this lesson will use the username ssmart and the password learnasp. You are now logged in and have been sent back to default.aspx. Click the About link again, and this time you are able to access the page because you are logged in. Close your web browser now. We're now going to change the code to make the page only available to the normal user role. Change the if statement to if not page.user.isInRole normal user. This code will now redirect the user if they are not assigned to the normal user role. View default.aspx in your browser once more. And click the About link. Because you're not logged in, you are once again redirected to the login page. This happens because the isInRole method returns false for users that are not logged in, as well as for logged in users that are not members of the normal user group. Now log in as the user you assigned to the normal user role in Lesson 9.10. In the sample file for this lesson, this is username ssmart, password learnasp. Now click the About link again, and this time you are able to access the page because you are logged in as a user that has the normal user role. Now log out by clicking the Logout link in the top right corner. And log back in as your second user, which you created in Lesson 9.6. In the sample file for this lesson, this is username ssmart2, password learnasp. This user doesn't have the normal user role. Try accessing the About page now. You're redirected back to the login page. The user doesn't have the normal user role, so the user doesn't pass the is-in-role check. Close your web browser now. Note that in a real-world web application, this implementation could confuse your users. Because you redirected the user to the login.aspx page, the user could become confused. The user might think, I'm already logged in, so why is the application asking me to log in again? There are several ways that you could make the site more user-friendly by keeping the user informed. One would be to send the user back to the login page if the isAuthenticated test failed, and then send the user to a different page explaining that their role does not allow access if the is-in-role test fails. Another would be to hide the page's content from the user if the is-in-role test failed, and then display an error message on the same page explaining why the user does not have access. Also note that along with page.user.isinrole and page.user.identity.isAuthenticated, there is also the page.user.identity.name property. This property contains the username of the logged-in user if the user is logged in. Close Visual Studio now. You've now completed Lesson 9-10. Use C# to limit access.